Hello everyone, welcome to the History Academy. If you are new to the channel, please like, subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos. In this session, we are going to talk about 10 important places in the world map and mark those places. So far, we have done 8 map marking videos, both Sri Lankan and world map markings. So if you haven't watched that, you can watch it from the link in the above description, right? Okay, so now let's start the map marking. As usual, you can pause the video and mark yourself, and then you can correct with me, right? So there are 10 places I have given: the Rome, Hiroshima, Taiwan, Goa, Black Sea, Caspian Sea, Suparaka, Red Sea, Malaya Peninsula, or else Malayan Peninsula, island of Java, right? So these are some of the important places, right? So all these places already I have analyzed from the past papers from 2010 to 2020, right? So once you learn these places in my videos, it will be more easy to tackle the O-level questions as well. In the O-level paper, as I have told you about that, there are only 6 places for world map marking. You will get 6 marks. For Sri Lankan map, there are 12 places, right? So but in our videos, as usual, we mark 10 places. Okay, right? So the first one is Rome, right? So we know that Rome is in Italy. So where is Italy? Italy is in this part. So Rome we can mark at this point, right? Okay, so here it's Rome. So in this point, let's mark Rome, right? So in this point, we can mark the Rome, and then by using an arrow, we can name that place, right? So this is Rome, right? So this is Rome. So Rome is in Italy. You have to understand that. So it will be more easy to mark the Rome if it is tested in the O-level paper as well, right? So this is the Rome. And then the second place is Hiroshima. So we know that Hiroshima is a place in Japan, right? So Hiroshima is a very historical place since it is connected with the World War II, because there are 2 bombs were settled in the Hiroshima as well, right? So the place Hiroshima we can mark at this point, right? So Hiroshima we can mark at this point by using an arrow. We can name that place as Hiroshima, right? So this is Hiroshima. So this is a very historical place connected with the World War II, right? So this is Hiroshima, where it is located in Japan, right? So the third one is Taiwan, right? So Taiwan is under the Japan in this part, right? So this is Korean Peninsula, this is Japan. Here you will get this like kind of tiny island, so that is Taiwan, right? Since that is a country, not a place, we have to shade that, right? So we can shade that using a color. Here this is Taiwan, and then by using an arrow, we can point out the Taiwan and mark the place, right? So you have to understand that if that is a place, then you have to keep a kind of dot, and if that is a country, we have to shade the whole country, right? So this is Taiwan. So Taiwan in this part, right? So the fourth one, it's Goa. So you all know that Goa is in India, right? So Goa is in this part of India, right? So that means the coastal area of India. So Goa you can mark here, and by using an arrow, we can name that as Goa, right? So that point we call it as Goa in India, right? Okay. So on the seventh one, we are going to mark Suparaka. So about to Goa, we have Suparaka, right? So that's a kind of relationship we can build in order to make the map marking so easier, right? So this is Goa, right? The fifth one, Black Sea, right? So I hope we have already marked the Black Sea, but once again, let's mark the Black Sea, right? So for Black Sea, since that is a sea, we can shade this area, and by using an arrow, we can name that as the Black Sea, right? So since that is sea, we have to shade that area rather than marking a point, right? So for oceans, for countries, we have to shade. Then this is the Black Sea, right? So this is Black Sea. So next to Black Sea, we have the Caspian Sea. So this is Mediterranean Sea, this is Black Sea, and this is the Caspian Sea, right? So this is Black Sea. Fine. Now let's mark the Caspian Sea as well, right? So here you will find the Caspian Sea. So we can shade this Caspian Sea and then we can mark that as Caspian Sea, right? So let's use an arrow, right? So before that, we can name that as Caspian. So this is the Caspian Sea. By using an arrow, we can point out the Caspian Sea as well, right? So this is the Caspian Sea. So we have to build a relationship that next to the Black Sea, we have this Caspian Sea, right? So Caspian Sea is near to the Black Sea. This is Mediterranean Sea, then Black Sea, and then we have the Caspian Sea in order, right? So this is the Caspian Sea. After Caspian Sea, we have the Subparaka, right? So as I told you, Subparaka you will find in this part, that means in India, right? So in this coastal part, we can find the Subparaka, right? So we have to build a relationship between Goa and Subparaka. So that will be kind of easy, right? So this is Subparaka. We can use an arrow and mark the place as Subparaka, right? So that is Subparaka. So that is a kind of new place, because before 2014, there are places like this as well in the O-level paper. So there is a possibility that they will check these kind of places as well, right? So the eighth one, it is Red Sea, right? So this is Subparaka, and then the Red Sea is in this part. Since that is a sea, we have to shade that area, right? So I hope already we have marked this Red Sea. So this is the Red Sea. By using an arrow, we can name that as the Red Sea. Since that is an sea, as I told you already, we have to shade the whole sea area, the ocean, right? So this is the Red Sea. Fine. So already we have marked this Red Sea as well. Ninth one, it's Malayan Peninsula, another important place. Even from 2016, it has been tested, right? So Malayan Peninsula, since that is connected with Malayan Peninsula, we have to shade this area, right? So no any points, we have to shade this Malayan area and mark that as the Malayan Peninsula, right? So that is the Malayan Peninsula. Since that is a country, as I told you already, we have to shade that area and we have to name that as Malayan Peninsula, right? So we have already marked about the Japan Peninsula, right? So Japanese Peninsula here, Korean Peninsula here, and Malayan Peninsula you will find in this part, right? So here it's Malayan Peninsula. The last one, it's island of Java. That means this is Malayan Peninsula, this is island of Java, opposite, right? So this is the island of Java. We can mark that as, right? So we can shade this area and mark that as the island of Java, right? So this is the island of Java, right? So this is Sumatra and this is Java. So here we are going to name that as island of Java, right? So this is another important place when it's come to the world map, right? Okay. So here we have marked the 10 places. So if you have marked before me, then you can leave your marks, whether you are 10 out of 10 or 9 or 8, right? So in the comment section, right? Okay. Here the first one, Rome, where you will find in Italy, then Hiroshima in Japan, right? So it's a historical important places. And then Taiwan, right? So Taiwan is below to Japan, a tiny island, right? So Goa, it's in India, and Black Sea, this is Mediterranean Sea, this is Black Sea, and this is Caspian Sea, and then Subparaka you will find in India, and then the Red Sea, right? So the Red Sea you will find in this part, this is Persian Gulf, and this is Red Sea, and then Malayan Peninsula in this part, and opposite to that or below to that you will find the island of Java, right? So these are some of the important places that will be tested in your paper as well, right? So hope you all understood this. Let's meet with another important video, whether it can be Sri Lankan map or world map, right? So leave your honest comments in the comment section. Thanks for watching.